The Dallas Mavericks are doing it again, and by it, I mean winning basketball games.
Into Luka, and he got it away from about 40 feet.
Yes!
He made it!
Yes!
He made it!
Well, that and looking like one of the best teams in the NBA. But anyways, just last season, the Dallas Mavericks looked surprisingly dangerous given their entire playoff run was based on a team that only had about half a season to build chemistry, and yet they still made it all the way to the NBA Finals. A truly incredible feat. But if you're wondering why I'm telling you this, it's because we might just be looking at another potential finals run this year. However, for about the first 12 games of the season, it really wasn't looking like it. More losses were stacking up as opposed to wins, and even though quite a few of those losses were close games, that's not necessarily a good sign, specifically because we're talking about the Dallas Mavericks. Let me explain. Last season, one of the Mavericks' biggest advantages was the fact that they had both Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, two of the best closers in basketball, which resulted in the overall Dallas team to thrive in clutch games. We've seen it in multiple games throughout the playoffs, most notably against the Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals.
Doncic maneuvers for the lead. Got it! Got it! Will pick him up. Backpedals. Long shot! Kyrie Irving!
Close clutch time games were supposed to be what the Mavericks were best at, but that seemed to no longer be the case, until the Oklahoma City Thunder shocked the Mavericks back to reality. With just under 3 minutes left in the game and a 5-point lead, the Luka-less Mavericks would put up 5 points in about 30 seconds, giving them enough cushion to come out with a win.
Got it back, an open three, knocks it down, Kai hits the bullseye!
And from this win, the Mavericks would go on a rampage, even with Luka missing a handful of games. Since their loss against the Utah Jazz, where Luka basically became a real-life Maverick, sleeping standing up.
Marshall waving his teammates off. I don't need any help.
Oh, Collins! JC! Put the Mavericks to sleep!
Dallas has won 11 of their last 12 games, lifting themselves from near the bottom of the Western Conference all the way up to third. A turnaround that we were all expecting to eventually happen, we just didn't know when it would happen. And it's a result of not necessarily Luka and Kyrie being amazing players, but rather the overall team around them. Losing Derrick Jones Jr. was a decently big blow considering he was the Mavericks' designated perimeter defender, but Quentin Grimes and Najee Marshall have been incredible replacements. From that win against the Thunder, Najee has been averaging about 17 a game, while Quentin has been putting up a solid 15 a game. And we know that in the finals, the Dallas offense just couldn't keep up with the Celtics and was eventually the main cause of not raising another banner. So getting about another 30 points a game from your role players is a great improvement. But they haven't only been contributing on the offensive end, they've been fantastic on the defensive end as well. Here's Quentin Grimes on Jose Alvarado. As Ingram drives, he jabs at him, forcing a kickout, before recovering and getting the strip on Alvarado. Now watch him here as the help defender. Brandon Ingram gets the step on PJ, and Grimes does a fantastic job of staying vertical, allowing PJ to recover and get the block from behind. And Najee plays the same way. Here he is guarding Michael Porter Jr. He moves his feet and stays in front before contesting without fouling, forcing a miss. And if you want a masterclass in on-ball defense, just watch this.
Open on that putback.
Little by little, there's another steal. The quick hands of Marshall. And just like that, Will Hardy's going to jump off the bench.
Having multiple wing players that can play great defense while also being able to produce on the other end is the makings of a great team. The Boston Celtics are a great example of this, and I think the Mavericks are building their way towards that. Sure, Luka and Kyrie aren't the two-way stars that Tatum and Brown are, but when that Dallas backcourt is cooking, there's simply no answer.
Irving inside, the layup. Oh! How did that go in? Irving dancing, prancing, pulls up, three-pointer. Bang!
Doncic spinning, firing, drilling a three!
Doncic fakes, bumps, fires, goal!
And it's not just the superstar individual offense, because their unguardable play is just a simple alley-oop. We've seen Luka and Kyrie absolutely destroy the Thunder and Timberwolves by maximizing their bigs with highlight lobs, and they're still doing it. Luka comes off a screen from Maxey and gets a handoff from Gafford. As he comes off, he draws in 2 defenders for a split second before throwing up a lob.
Alley-oop finish with authority. Daniel Gafford, it's a rim shaker.
And here it is again. This time Luka has the ball at nearly half court. Gafford comes up to set the screen, and as Luka comes off, he sees Jonas Valanciunas playing in between and just tosses up the lob. We all know what this Mavs team is truly capable of because we've seen it just last season. Obviously, it's not the same exact team, but the core of the group is essentially still together. The Dallas Bigs are still defensive monsters in the paint. Here's Derek Lively on Zach Collins. As Stephon Castle comes off the handoff, Lively is forced to play 2. He doesn't fall for the fake and keeps his hands up to contest the shot. And when Collins gets the rebound, Lively turns around and sends the shot away. And it's not just defense, it's also clutch, game-winning defense. Lively is matched up with Murray on the perimeter, meaning Jokic has all the advantage on the inside. Instead of staying out on the perimeter, he recognizes the situation and comes down to block Jokic's shot. And about 30 seconds later, Lively gets another clutch block.
To Murray, back to Westbrook on the drive, blocked again by Lively.
Blocking shots is great and all, but what made both of those blocks more valuable is the fact that Lively kept the ball in bounds, guaranteeing a stop. So far, the first quarter of the season has shown how many different ways the Mavericks can win. They have incredibly improved adaptability. They've won in blowout fashion, they've won without Luka Doncic, without Kyrie Irving, they've won close games, they've won on the road and at home. And with the increased depth, the Mavericks have the ability to adjust to the situation at hand. There's been games where Najee Marshall is the leading scorer, or even Quentin Grimes, and even Klay could have a couple games where he'll play very good. It doesn't always have to be Luka and Kyrie both putting up 30s to win games. As long as the Mavericks keep this level of play up, they will be just fine, and I could easily see them going back to the finals. But anyways guys, what do you think about the Mavericks this season, now that they've gotten back to their winning ways? What do they need to still improve on, or is consistently playing well the only thing they need to worry about? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.